Welcome to another episode of Empathetic Conversations. I'm Janine, the owner and founder of Granny's Conversations, greeting cards for the soul. Today's topic regarding empathy is on the subject of healing from a relationship ending. That's something that happens to all of us at one point in our life. It could be a romantic relationship, it could be a friendship, but regardless, that is a very difficult situation and it requires empathy. So today we have a special guest. We have Shamel Jackson. She's an author and entrepreneur, and she's an expert in this subject, and she's going to help us become more empathetic, not only with our friends, but give us ourselves some empathy as well. So, Shamel, thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure.
Well, thank you for inviting me, and you're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as you said, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm an author. I'm the owner of Breaking It Down with C. Jackson, where I educate about the how and the weight of waiting till you're married to have sex. And I'm also the author of Wait, Women in Intimate Tales, and my newest book, Girl, Forget All That, Before After Relationship Ends, Part 1.
Okay, awesome. So, Shamel, what does empathy mean to you?
Empathy to me is basically you're putting yourself in that person's shoes, trying to feel how they feel, even though you may have not experienced what they have experienced. And so you just kind of, and that sometimes it's hard to do, to put yourself in somebody's shoes through something you have probably not have been through.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Why do you think, we struggle with empathy in the world today?
Well, I think it's a lot to do because we don't know how sometimes to show empathy. And as I think about that question, I think about things that my friends or family may be going through that I have not experienced. I'm thinking, okay, God, what do I say? How do I say it? I don't know what to do. So a lot of times we don't know how, and fear of saying the wrong thing that makes the situation worse. So that can be one reason. And the second reason is we can be a little selfish sometimes.
Yeah.
But we can be in our own world. Like, I got my own problems, so we probably don't want to be thinking about somebody else's problems. So it can be a little selfishness in that too. We have to be honest with ourselves. Sometimes we just maybe don't feel like it, or we just don't know how.
Exactly. Sometimes it's just awkward.
So, it's awkward. It really is. Yeah.
So that's why Granny's Conversation is going to teach empathy to the world.
Yes. Woo!
So let's jump right into relationships.
Okay.
Ending. So why do you feel it's so hard for us to move past a breakup?
That is a loaded question, because it's a good question, but it's loaded because it can vary from person to person. Mm-hmm. But something that I learned in my last relationship that ended is about grief. And let me just say this, I am not a therapist. And I'm not trying to be one. But in that breakup experience, I learned about grief. And when I thought about grief, I always thought, okay, who died? But it's not always connected to somebody who died. It's the loss of something, something ending, the death of something. So in this case, it's the death of a relationship or death of a friendship. And so you experience grief. So it makes it hard to move on, knowing that you're going to grieve of that person that left your life, not just, maybe not physically, but just, emotionally, you're going to experience.
Right.
Yeah, you're going to experience that loss, whether or not it was something you ended, or if that person is no longer in your life for whatever reason. So there's like a void because you lost something. Like when you lose, let's say you lost your favorite T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? That you're going to be mad for a little while. I don't know. That's just an example. You lost your phone. Oh man, I lost my phone. You may find
something that was a place of comfort, something that gave you comfort.
Yes, exactly, a place of comfort. And so that's, and depending on the situation, it's hard for people to move on because of that. There may be kids involved. And when you have a romantic relationship, there may be kids involved. So it's like, okay, I'm not with that person, but we still have a kid or a child or children together. So that can make it hard. Just, it can vary. It's different from person to person.
And what about social media? You know, having to see everyone else in relationships.
Yeah. Oh, that's really big. That is very big, especially for women, I think. I don't think it's a big of a deal as for men. I think it's what do you think it's a bigger deal for women?
I think men are more, they're simple. And I think they're, well, don't want to generalize, but I do think some men are just okay with moving on. They don't feel all the emotional attachment. We're nurturers, we're emotional beings. So it affects every aspect of our life, you know. And it's hard for men to fall in love and to, you know, express their emotions. So, you know, who knows? We might have to get a man's perspective. Feel free to comment below if you are a man and you experienced a breakup. We want to know, how do you feel on social media after you ended a relationship? Does it bother you? Or are you cool and you just going about your business? What happens to men? We'll love to hear about it. So just leave a comment below. Thanks. All right. So, you know, just like you were talking about grief, we have a loss. So let's talk a little bit about when it's not a romantic relationship, like it's a friendship or, you know, a relationship with a family member that ends. How what do you feel is the differences with that?
I don't say obviously I'm not friends with the same people I probably were friends with when I was 10. So I have experienced a loss of friendship, but I just never, when I heard that question, I was like, what did I feel when I lost a friend? And sometimes it was not necessarily a bad splitting. It was just like maybe you grew apart. It wasn't like any bad vibes, you know what I'm saying? So that makes a difference. If it's a mutual or just a natural grow apart, then it's not, you know, it's not that big of a deal as you guys had a fallout. That's totally different. I think that's totally different. You had a fallout, if there was a betrayal in it, that's totally different, because that person, if y'all were, it doesn't even matter how long you were friends sometimes, because the level of intimacy within that friendship affects how you feel if it ends. So maybe you shared secrets, how much time y'all spent together. So a lot of the feelings, I would think of the same thing as a romantic relationship. So
I totally agree. And just to add a little bit to that, I've experienced loss of friendship, and I think it has affected me different from a friendship with a romantic friendship, because with a friend, it's someone that you imagine being with you for the rest of your life. Now, with a romantic relationship, you never know if marriage is in the picture or not. But it's, you know, you go through the fire together in friendships, you know, and so sometimes you share more with your friend than you would with your significant other. So I think it's a little deeper, you know. I mean, I know it's different when you're married, but when we compare just dating versus friendship, I think the friendship loss is a little deeper because, like you said, the intimacy.
Yeah, that's good. When you compare it to just somebody you're dating versus a marriage and then friendship.
Exactly. So now that we've examined why it's so hard and the differences with relationships ending, how do you think the healing process is different between a man and a woman?
Well, women are emotional. Like, we're gonna go. we want closure. Like, why did it end? Can I fix it? We're like, we want to fix stuff. We want to nurture stuff. What can we do to make it better? And so the process is different because we're just emotional. We're still attached. Even though the relationship is gone, we're still like emotionally attached. But with the man, it's almost like, okay, it's over. I'm going on with my life the next day, or so it's different. But I noticed just looking at the news, there seems to be a lot of there are men that get angry over breakups, and they do something that is a crime. And so I'm thinking, okay, I don't know if men are hiding how they really feel after a breakup. Or or we just are they hiding how they truly feel because they feel like they can't feel that way because they're a man. So we do need to hear from men, because I've read things in the news where men have either killed the woman or did something to the woman.
Oh goodness.
I know. I didn't want to get scary, but I'm just reading that and then the reason was because they had broken up. And so that whole rejection thing, it just took a toll for the worse. But so it's still, I still think overall, for me, I think it's different from a woman because we are more emotional and we're still attached even though the relationship is over.
Mm-hmm. You made a good point. The word rejection. I think that's a very significant part of why you feel so many emotions during a breakup, because no one wants to be rejected. And it's a different type of rejection because it's not like an initial rejection that caused you not to go into a relationship, but you've, created a world with this person and now they're rejecting you. It's like I put all this work in, I put all this time, and now, so I think that's something to just mention. But once again, men, comment below and let us know what's the difference. How do you guys heal from a ending of a relationship? We want to know. All right. So lastly, tell us what you're passionate about and how we can support you.
Up until last year, I've been talking a lot about abstinence and how and why to do it and how to do it. But when I went through the breakup last year, it was very devastating. I wasn't laughing then, but I'm laughing now. But it was very devastating, and through the healing process, I learned a lot about myself that needed to be improved. So I'm actually grateful that I'll say it was the worst thing that ever happened to me, because it allowed me to see myself in areas I didn't see myself. And so I went on a deeper study of who I was, like my worth and who I am in Christ. And so now I have become passionate about letting women find out or rediscover who they are in Christ. And so that has been my new journey. And so breakup actually added, it's bettering me, improving me, and also added content to my business. So I'm taking a little break from talking a lot about celibacy and how to do it, the steps to do that. But not that I've totally blocked it out. It's just I have more things to talk about now, because that affects your decision about sex as well, how you see yourself. So it all ties up together. But so I'm really passionate about going out to teaching women this is who you are. You're not what you do. That's not where your worth is, what you do, because that could change in a matter of seconds. So if that changed, then who are you still if you're no longer a nurse or whatever your profession is? What if you're not that anymore? So what do you do now? Or how do you view yourself now? So I'm just looking forward to speaking to even teens. There are a lot of teens that don't know value themselves. Like they can't, it's hard, sometimes we hard to say good things about ourselves, but it shouldn't be that way. And so a lot of times, different reasons people can't say good things about themselves. But so I'm just passionate about that right now. And with a breakup, letting women see, okay, the breakup happened, but there's a reason why you're at this point, whether or not you want the relationship to end or not. There's something you can do in that season. And so that's where I'm at right now.
I like that. I like that a lot. Everything happens for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's all gonna work out for your good. And so
Exactly.
you know,
It's hard to see it in that moment. In that moment, all you want is your blanket, your pajamas,
yes,
a bowl of ice cream, and you just want to cry.
yes. And it's okay to cry. It's okay. Yeah. I cried a lot. I cried a lot.
Like Jen said, that's taking your soul to the laundromat. So we got to do that. All right. So how can we support you? Like, what would you like us to do to support your cause? And, you know.
Just if you know any woman, that's going through a breakup, that's just dating, because even if you're not going through a breakup, you can read the latest book, Girl, Forget All That, and get some tips on what not to do when you're dating. Okay. Or you may identify with some of the women, like you may be dating someone, you notice you going down a path that one of the women in the book went through. Because I talk about my breakup, but it's 8 other women that talk about their most difficult breakup, to let women know you're not alone. Like, you feel this way, so did we. And these are some of the things that we did to process through that. So, I can show empathy that way because I've been there. I know how it feels, and it doesn't feel great, but we can sit here and talk about it. So even with book club, we might want to, maybe a good read for a book club discussion. So that's basically what I'm looking forward to now. Joining. Yeah. Having a book discussion, because I've never done a book discussion with an author that I know. Like, I never done this. So that's interesting to do the book discussion with the actual author. So,
okay. Would you be open to doing guest appearances at book clubs if they do a book discussion regarding your book?
Book clubs, conferences, youth and young adult events, any event where there's, definitely.
Okay, awesome. Well, everyone go out and get her new book, Girl, Forget All That. And where can they purchase it?
You can purchase it on my website, www.breakingitdowncj.com. That's www.breakingitdowncj.com. It's available on that site for $15 plus shipping and handling, or you can purchase it on Amazon as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really enjoyed this discussion. And in the fall, I'm releasing a breakup journal.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully that would be something we can join forces and combine, combine with your book. I think that would be a good pair. Yeah.
Definitely. Because I journal a lot. When I was going through that break, I journaled a lot.
It helps with the healing process.
It does.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Chanel. And we want to hear from you. If you have any comments or questions regarding what we talked about today, questions for Chanel, just feel free to comment below or inbox us. And also, there's so many other people who have stories or things they want to share that requires empathy. Well, email me or inbox me. You can email me at granniesconversations@gmail.com. Or you can inbox me, and I would be very pleased if I can interview you and share your story. Give us a piece of your heart so we can heal, you can heal, and the world can heal. All right, well, that ends our episode. Take care. Thanks. Bye.